Water is the most valuable resource that you'll find on your farm. The impacts that climate change are going to have on that resource are quite varied. The IPPC reports predict that heavy rainfall events and flooding are going to become more common in Scotland through to 2050 and 2100. These heavy rainfall events can have drastic impacts to a farm's profitability. On arable farms, these heavy rainfall events can saturate the soil, which can in turn delay the harvest, have a negative impact on yields and the quality of the yield. So in this field here, harvest was attempted after heavy rainfall 3 weeks ago, which resulted in the pods opening and losing a fraction of the seed. The ideal time for harvesting post-spraying was missed, and when the farmer did come in to harvest this crop, the conditions were less than ideal. Because of this, there was damage done to the soil with tire ruts and possibly leaving behind some further compaction, and some of the crop has been left unharvested. This is an example of the effects that these heavy rainfall events and flooding events can have to arable farmers. So what can we do to mitigate the issues surrounding these heavy rainfall events? One of the best things you can do is ensure that you look after your soil throughout the year. On arable farms, reducing the risk of compaction can be done in many ways. One way is to control the traffic entering the field, not entering the field when it's saturated, trying to reduce the amount of unnecessary times that you're coming into the field, and that may involve having a conversation with your contractor or your farm staff to make sure that they're not going into your field when the conditions aren't right. Making sure your tyre selection is right and the tyre pressure is correct for the field conditions, and reducing the weight of machinery that are coming onto the field, and keeping up with the technology that's out there that can help you. All of these things will help to reduce the risk of compaction in your fields. If you find compaction in one of your fields, there are many things you can do to try and alleviate that compaction. Cover crops can help to break up compaction, and this is a far less intrusive method than going in with a subsoiler or a sward lifter. They can also provide protection against soil erosion during these heavy rainfall events and protect the precious topsoil in your field. Mechanically, you can go in with a sward lifter if the compaction is found between 0 and 35 centimetres, and if it's any deeper than that, you want to go in with a subsoiler. Another thing you can look at in the longer term is your crop rotation and your crop varieties. Choosing crops and varieties that give you a wider window of harvest can be beneficial when these weather events come along. So you're spreading the risk and not putting all your eggs in one basket. Farmers will be aware of these issues, but the climate change predictions tell us that these events will become more and more frequent as we move towards 2050 and 2100. It is important that we look at all of these different practical measures you can take on your farm so that you can build resilience to climate change and adapt. For more information on dealing with these extreme events, visit the Farm Advisory Service website, the Farming for a Better Climate website, or the Farming and Water Scotland website.